There are 60 trillion worth of assets globally in retirement accounts with zero allocation right now to digital assets. Every 1% allocation from that 60 trillion adds $30,000 to Bitcoin's price. And so from my perspective, a 2% allocation would be conservative when you consider that all of those assets are currently in a monetary framework whose authorities have told you they want to depreciate it by 2% a year. So why wouldn't those accounts stake 2% of everything denominated in melting ice cube and stick it in another protocol altogether? So again, that alone would take us to Bitcoin at 175K, or up more than 50% from here. We still think we are incredibly early. We're still seeing early signs of institutional adoption. You look at Norges, the world's largest sovereign wealth fund, almost 2 trillion in assets, has been increasing its exposure to Bitcoin digital assets. It's still a rounding error for them. But when the world's largest sovereign wealth fund, the world's largest endowment in Harvard is now buying Bitcoin, starts to do it, that opens up the door for all the other relevant parties, other endowments, other sovereign wealth funds to do this in a very interesting way.
Welcome back to the channel. Aaron here from the Bitcoin Bros, coming back at you with another video today. And it is Sunday, not a lot of news here on Sunday. I want to go over some charts. I have a clip at the end that I want to share with you of Michael Saylor. And you saw in that clip, that was Bill Miller explaining that there's $60 trillion that could flow into Bitcoin. He says even if 1% of that flows into BTC, that would cause the Bitcoin price to go up by $30,000. And when he's making that calculation, basically all he's doing is he's taking 1% and adding that to the Bitcoin market cap. And that's not even including the Bitcoin multiplier effect that we get from the scarcity of BTC. So you can see there's a lot of capital that could flow into Bitcoin that hasn't flown into BTC just as of yet. And you can see right here from Saylor, he's saying he's always be stacking, and he's posting a picture here of strategy tracker, and there's another orange dot that's going to be added on Monday. All this means is that strategy has been buying Bitcoin over the past week. So let me know what your prediction is in the comment section below. How much Bitcoin do you think strategy and Michael Saylor have been buying over the past week? I'll give you guys my prediction. I think we're going to see a slow week, no MSTR ATM. I think we're going to see some preferreds being used, and maybe somewhere around $80 to $90 million. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And here's a chart that I wanted to share with you guys. This is Bitcoin versus the business cycle. And the business cycle is looking at ISM. And basically you can see the ISM chart here. I saw this over on Twitter. Shout out to whoever posted this one, but ISM is the Purchasing Managers Index. This ISM number is basically calculated from manufacturers with orders, new orders that they have coming in, employment, backed orders, and inventory. And that's how this number is gotten right here. And you can see there's this dotted line right here at 50, because what this means is when that PMI number is below 50, that means that businesses are contracting, they're not hiring, they're not, growing as fast. And when that number is above 50, you get business expansion, you get people being hired into new positions, you get them spending more money on CapEx, and there's just more money in the entire economy. And when we see the PMI number below 50, as you can see right here, that's when we see interest rates cuts, and that's when we see the Federal Reserve trying to make PMI go back up into expansion. And if you map that with BTC, as you can see right here, the business cycle has driven Bitcoin's peaks since its inception, basically. So as you can see right here, back in 2017, when PMI was expanding way above 50 here, there was a lot of expansion. That's when we saw Bitcoin hit a all-time high at around $20,000. We saw the same thing here in 2021 when there was a lot of expansion because of money printing. You could see Bitcoin's price was going up. And what's really interesting, we have not seen that yet since 2022. There has been a lot of slowdown in this ISM number, and Bitcoin has performed pretty well, even though the business cycle has not caught up to what it normally does almost every 4 years. So if we start to see this number go above 50 because we get interest rate cuts or we get quantitative easing, that's going to be good for BTC. We can see money start to flow back into Bitcoin. So let me know what you guys think about this PMI index here. Is this something that you pay attention to, or something that you think is a good read on where Bitcoin is going in the future? Let me know in the comment section below. And then another chart here showing a potential local bottom for Bitcoin, the Bitcoin STH short-term holder Bollinger Bands. As you can see, over the past couple of years, every time we get to this low level here around this green line where Bitcoin's trading down below this level, that marks the local bottom. As you can see back here in 2023, we saw a local bottom at around 24K. We saw the same thing here in 2024 at around 57K and 49K, and that has marked a local bottom for BTC. And right now we're seeing 109K be hit for that level. So this could be marking another local bottom for Bitcoin before we make new highs here in the future. So that is something to watch out for. And then from Plan B, he says, as you know, I think the Bitcoin bull market has not ended and will continue. I don't know until when or how high. It also could be a long, steady uptrend without FOMO plus a crash. In his opinion, we passed the point of no return, yellow dots, in June of 2025, similar to October of 2020, February 2017, and January of 2013. So you can see, according to his chart here, we get these little yellow dots, and that indicates a potential Bitcoin price move to the upside. And we just got one here a couple of months ago, back in June of 2025. So Plan B is expecting for Bitcoin to go higher, and all of the analysts right now, looking at all of the charts, it's looking like Q4 is going to be bullish for Bitcoin, and that's due to how Bitcoin has performed in the past. But we'll have to wait and see for Q4. We believe that Bitcoin is going to be going higher in Q4, but right now we believe is buy the dip opportunity. And that's not financial advice. It's just what the charts are showing. There's a lot of data showing that we're at a local bottom here and that Bitcoin could make a move to the upside and surprise a lot of people, because there is a lot of fear in the market right now. So let me know what you guys think about all that in the comment section. I do have a clip of Saylor, like I told you guys at the beginning of the video. If you stuck around for this long, I really appreciate you. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. We have new content coming out every single day. I'm Aaron from Bitcoin Bros. Let's go ahead and check out this clip, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
The real key here is this is a very pro-crypto, pro-digital assets, pro-Bitcoin political environment. There's no reason to think that will change in the next 4 years. And what's 4 years mean? Well, we've added about $2 trillion to the crypto economy in a few months. From November, we went from 2 trillion to 4 trillion or something. I would think that we're staring at a 10 to 20 trillion dollar industry by 2028. The genie is not going to go back in the bottle. There's no way you put a $20 trillion industry. You got 40, 50 million Americans that own this right now. Give it 4 years with the flow into 401ks and retirements. Substantially I will go out on the limb and say, substantially every American with assets is going to own some amount of crypto exposure, and they're going to own some decent piece of Bitcoin by 2028. I find it hard to imagine where it will be hard for them not to.